2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, guys? El Topo Loco here. I'm here with my man Johnny, George.
Hey, what up?
How'd you do today?
Dude, I won. Let's go. First place. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Gogeta Zeno. This leader is crazy. Let me tell you right now. Like, for those of you who don't know, swing, take a life. Well, you draw, take a life.
Yeah, it's optional, which is nice life.
Yeah, and you draw first, which is cool also. You warp 5, and that's really cool because you warping 5, that's your warp is like another resource for you, so you can use that as well. And then when you use Infusion, you draw a card.
That's once per turn, right?
Yeah, once per turn.
Draw twice.
Yeah, and then when you awaken, you untap 1, draw 1. Union Fusion once per turn, you draw a card again. When he swings, he draws a card, and then you can also warp up to 5. It's up to 5, so like you can mill each card one at a time until you find like what you're looking for. Basically, this card is really good because
You forgot the take a life part.
Oh yeah, and you can okay, so you can take a life and buff your 1-drops by 10k.
And it comes in hot, especially like mid to late game against like
Yeah.
grindier matchups.
Yeah. So let's jump in. One thing really quick. This leader, on your awaken turn, you could draw 1 off the Union Fusion. You take a life, you draw a card, and then you awaken, you untap 1, draw 1, and then you draw again when you Union Fusion. So on your awaken turn, you can draw 5 cards with this card. With
This leader's also very good now that all the other black leaders have nerfed. Like he just took the top spot.
Yeah, now that Dark Bully is gone, it's just like
if you mill good, like you're clapping cheeks.
Yeah. All right, so first off, I've broken it down into sections. This card is really good. When you warp him from deck to warp, or when he goes from the field to the warp, you add him to your hand. So basically, every time you mill 5, every time you mill this card, you just add it to your hand. He's really good because he's 5k because all of your cards in your deck are combo pieces. So having this card to charge is really, really good. And also sometimes you want to fill your grave to get to 6, you can overwhelm, and this card is like the perfect card to get you to 6.
Yeah.
So 4 max. Also, because you can choose how many cards you mill with this leader, we're playing 50 cards, no more, no less. It's RNG based, so we want to keep it as consistent as possible. So 50 cards. Next, the Unison. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Armando D'Alessandro. He's the one who put this card on.
Good dude.
In Gogeta Zeno. +1, you warp a card from your hand, you draw a card. So like he'll fix your hand, and like you'll warp the cards for Union Fusion.
And do you like him? Do you like him better than Pycon?
I have never played Pycon, so I've always played this guy.
It's always nice to have the option to have a finisher on board, and sometimes your opponent just forgets about it. And once he gets in there, he's pretty much infinite. So and it's activate battle, so it's you know, it's optional, which is nice.
Yeah, that's what his -2 is. For every card in your warp, he gains 5k -2. So what you do is you don't. Like, drawing him is not bad at all, because what happens is they'll leave him at 2 markers, or your opponent will leave him at 2 markers, you slide 1 underneath, swing, and then usually he's the last swing. You slide 1 underneath him, he'll go to 3, and then you -2, and then that's game. Yeah, he's like insane. And then to round it off, we have 4 of these. You bottom deck her from your warp to summon this guy from your hand or your warp. So she gets him out for free.
Yeah, you want to hit that off your
really
leader.
Yeah.
Warp.
So we maxed out on these cards because we always want to mill them no matter what. Yeah. So that's your 12 mill cards.
Okay.
Then we have the fusions. Let's get a nice thumbnail here. Oh.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go.
I see his face.
Everywhere I go.
Card is so busted, bro.
All right, so we want to max out on the fusions, but we don't want to play too many, but we want to play a good number. So this is like the perfect number. For all of these cost 1 energy. This guy has a double strike, warps a card. This guy, for another energy, you summon 2 more 1-drops, which is really good actually for self-awakening and also pushing for game. Because for 2 energy, you're getting 3 swings, and a lot of the times when you awaken, you're gonna have 4 life, right? So you'll have another energy for this. So you'll summon the 2 guys, you'll take a life for this, buff them to 15, and then when they swing, they take another card.
25.
So they swing in base 25 every time. And you so while you're putting pressure on your opponent, you're also gaining cards to your hand.
And all those 1-drops just like negging your opponent if they counter, etc.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rough sometimes. Being on the other end.
Yeah. This card is really good. He's a blocker, he's 16k, so he'll block like basic leader swings or units.
So why not 4?
I think 3 and 3 is a good number. Yeah, you really don't want to have room. Room is like in this space. Sorry, room in this deck is really tight.
Yeah.
So I feel like 10 is a good number. I never needed the 4th, and I never needed the 4th here.
I don't think it's bad. 3 is a good number because you. I think you're more focused on playing this guy.
Yeah.
He has removal too. He can.
Yeah. And he ignores barrier.
4 less.
I just kind of overlook sometimes.
Yeah.
Super sauce.
I was playing against Lasky. Shout out to Lasky. He had his Kato Pestle out, the 4-drop with the barrier, and I just removed it. I was like, bye.
Yeah,
See you
you
later.
gotta go up to chain right away. You can't leave that out there.
Yeah. All right, so these cards, heart and soul of the deck. Now we move on to the fusion pieces. This is where, like, I don't know. I'll show you. Ready? So, 4 of this card, Goku True Fighting Spirit. This card, whenever the first time your opponent counters, they warp a card. So this card is really good against.
Card's super annoying against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your bad matchups like blue, this card is really good against blue because they'll just rip your hand apart. These two, along with this guy, he's really good.
Yeah, my man was maining those today. I'm like, damn, he's savage, bro.
Yeah, this card is crazy. These two together make your blue matchup bearable.
I was out there bleeding.
Even though blue was like really hard, because I played Miguel today, we tied. Blue is really hard, but these two make it so that it's bearable for sure. So we play 4 of this, 2 of this, and then you have your super combos. So that's the best card basically. What's really nice about
Is that all your 1-drops?
yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not playing the Pike on Unison.
Okay.
I'm not playing the Pike on Unison because he only boosts your 1-drops and he doesn't gain advantage by himself. Like this guy fixes your hands and he sets up your fusions. Yeah, it makes him more consistent. I don't like Catastrophic Premonitions because them by themselves they don't like do damage. They don't.
Those cards are
put on
garbage.
pressure. Yeah. They have to sit on on the board for a little while and then like it's not what we want. We want cards that like do stuff.
You want speed, baby.
Yeah. Plus
consistency as well.
15. All right, so there's that. 4 and 6 of the 5Ks, and then we have 4 of this guy. Overwhelm 6, he's basically free. You add back black battle card, 3 to 7.
You basically recycle your thwarting.
Yeah, so you'll add back this card, or you'll add back whatever piece you need. He's insane. He's so good.
Still the 30k beat stick, which your opponent has to deal with on top of, everything else.
Yeah.
A lot of the time I find myself adding him back too, just so that I have another guy for next turn. To continue with that, we play...
And these are also extra fusion pieces. So.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do... Let me show you this card. This card is Overwhelm, same thing, but your opponent chooses a card in their hand and discards it. This card is really nice because it's free, and he's an Overwhelm, and he's also a 30k fusion piece. Sometimes you want to Overwhelm so that you can have cards, you can have fusion pieces in your warps, you can send them back to fuse again, and sometimes you just need that extra Overwhelm to get in there. New additions, we have 1 of this, and 2 of this.
And what do these do?
Okay, so these have Xeno Evolve. You pay 1, you warp a 1-drop from your field, and you summon this guy in active mode. Same thing with this guy. You warp 1, and then you summon him. They have other secondary effects, but in this deck, we don't really care about that.
It's just a beater.
Yeah, 30k.
That coming in active mode is kind of nice, it feels.
Yeah, it is really nice.
I didn't know Xeno Evolve became inactive because at first it plays arrested and I didn't see the point of that. But yeah, when you evolve it, it restands it, you just get another attack.
Yeah, he has blocker. It's come up once, twice before in niche situations, but he's pretty good. What's really nice about this is that these cards allow you to Union Fusion, Overwhelm, and Zen Evolve in the same turn, and those are 3 really powerful keyword skills in this game, and that's probably why Black is so strong. I love Black. So you have, what is this? 9 Gokus and 9 Vegetas. So that's, I don't think I would change this up.
Consistency.
Yeah.
What else we got in there?
So you have your 18 pieces.
Okay.
Your 18 pieces. You have your 12 engine cards. So that's 30. And then you have your 10 fusions, right? That makes 40. So now these last 10 cards are good generic cards.
Word.
That allow you to play the game and help you just get in there. So first we have 2 Super Kamehameha.
Good number.
Yeah, this is not for cards that you play that your opponent plays on their turn. Like, you don't really care what they play on their turn. This is for cards like Topo and like the Boo
and Heroic Prospect.
And Heroic Prospect.
And Oceanus.
Yeah. It's this deck loses to Floodgates, so this is the way to out them. If your opponent, you know, just is relying on them. If they tap out for like a Topo or something and they get hit with this, it's basically over because whatchamacallit? Yeah, you just push everything in, and then once you're tapped out, this card is always getting in no matter what.
And you can always take the life because you're mono black, so it's like you don't have to spend energy for it.
Yeah,
just take
exactly. So he's good.
And at that point, you're gonna push for game that turn, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. 2 negates, 2 kind negates.
I love that card. Insane.
Kai's so good. For the amount of value that this one card gets, she negates an attack, she warps a battle card, and she's a 5-hit combo.
You tripping only playing 2 though, my guy. I would play at least 3.
2. Space is tight. Space is tight. I side the third.
And if your opponent forgets like me, they won't play their card at the end of the turn. So you just you double win.
See, I forgot again. I forgot today against Cody, but I just brought it back on my kill turn. It's like, yeah, I forgot about it.
That was like 2 turns ago.
I'm like, yeah, I forgot about this Bojack, but he's here now.
Next we have 2 Champa. It's an aggro deck.
Yeah, it's a Johnny special right there.
Yeah, you want to push. It's a win con for sure.
Level 2s.
Yeah. This makes it so a lot of the times, if your opponent is tapped out, say after they did whatever they did and then they have this, or like you keep pushing and then they use all their negates or whatever and they're tapped out. If your opponent is at 3 life, a lot of the times you want to swing with the double strike to get them to 1.
And then the mirror.
And then finish with the mirror. That's how you usually want to like do it. That way, because the battle even negates are a thing.
I almost had a clone, sets in the opposition, and
all the colors but black have one, so that's how you play around.
I'm surprised they didn't get black. I mean,
black don't even have a counterplay.
It's all good. Black's good anyways.
They don't need it.
They don't need it.
Black's really good.
It has its own identity.
We're playing 1 Brainwash just in case. You don't want to get caught with your pants.
Yeah, people be greedy, so it happens.
Also, he's an overrun. I overrun this guy today just in case because he's free. People sometimes forget that he's a free 30k. He's real good. This card, Bardock Tenacious. You pay him for 1, warp 6, and your opponent can only attack, with battle cards once on their turn. So what you do with this card ideally is you want to push as hard as you can, and then summon this guy. That way they can't kill you on the clapback. Or if they do, they can't kill you on the clapback. And then they just die on the next turn. Then we're gonna play 1 Oceanus. This card is really good.
I think this card is insane right now. Honestly, if you're playing anything, you should at least have 1 or 2 in your 65.
Yeah.
And like that's how I feel about it. Because late to mid game, having a card like that, like your opponent's be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna push through this. I'm just milling 4. I think it's better than Topo because a lot of the times in grindier matchups, like you can deck out.
Yeah.
Like pretty easily.
You can have 12 cards in hand, but only 8 cards in your deck. So that's 2 attacks.
Yeah. How did you feel about it in here today?
I never summoned it.
But it's good insurance.
She's really good. What's nice about these 3 right here is that you could where is he? You can add them all back with this guy. So
they're essentially extra copies, like the 6-drop is an extra copy of all these cards.
Exactly, of all of these.
Yeah, essentially.
Even if you add this back, your opponent will know that you have it, but they'll play really weird just to try to play around it. So it's good for like mind games and all that, and just to have it.
What's that secret?
Mind games.
And then the last card is Kai. Yeah. God, I love this card. This card is so good. Yeah. Does everything you want it to do. I want
to lay right in there.
It's good defensively because you play it on your opponent's turn. They can't attack with the leader unison cards. It's good removal, wipes their whole board, and it's good offensively because she's 40k. And like a lot of the time, if you put a chomp on this, like they're either if they out combo it, they just lost 40 combo power in their hand, and they're losing regardless. And if they take it, that's just 2 life for 2 energy, 2 cards, and you're gonna win regardless. So this card's really good. And that's the 50.
Word.
Yeah.
I dig it.
You want to see the side deck real quick?
All right. We're 15 minutes. Don't want to know Connolly deck profile.
Oh God! All right, I'll go quick.
Shout outs to Ryan.
You pay 4 for him. He's really good. Warp a card, draw 2. He's supposed to be for against blue and like
Hatch.
Hatch. Really good against Hatch, but I didn't really side this against blue because I feel like he was gonna get Gogeta. I don't know. This card it's cool. I feel like I don't know. Another copy each of the 3 1-ofs. Oh, sorry. There you go. There's your 3rd copy. Just in
Oh,
case.
baby.
Just more copies, just so you have them. 3 Koitsukai. Because Soul Striker is a real deck.
Came in hot against me.
Oh yeah, and Yellow is also a real good deck. Kid Han. I didn't play against Yellow today,
pushed it
but
out.
he's really
Yellow.
good. Yeah, I Koitsukai Miguel 3 turns in a row. It's nice.
And what's crazy is because you're bursting your Koitsukais, so they're just already there in your drop.
Well, they go to the warp. I just
Oh,
combo them
never
from my
mind,
hand.
right,
Yeah. Another one for blue, just in
that card.
case. He's real good. This is for like Jiren and like other random decks that like to spam out little boys. Oh, Kidku. This is good against Kidku. But this deck slaughters Kidku anyways. 2 Petrification. This came in hot today. I played against Android 18 mil.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the same thing. Yeah.
And what's crazy is that like the card that I drew off this was the Petrification that I needed. So this card
Also,
was
that's a
crazy.
good answer to shut that down.
Oh,
So
yeah,
your
yeah,
opponent
yeah.
taps
This
4
too.
for that. You're just like, nah.
Oh, also,
No.
also, this card is really good against. It's the only out that black has
Against
besides
Fu.
Deborah. Not Fu. The new yellow card, the Return of the Dragon Fist.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh.
you can't use battle cards, so this is the only way to stop it. So, and then this is more like it's a respect card for King Cold. You don't want to get caught with your pants on the
Yeah.
ground.
King Cold's actually a lot better than I thought it was. I
Cold
played against it today.
pretty
And I was
good.
like, oh, well, looks like we're going to time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the deck, boys.
Word.
Real quick, do a shrip 'em.
Oh, baby.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Rub the nipples for him.
Oh my god. Oh, nasty. Wow.
That was meant to be. Look
Thank
at
you
that.
guys so much for watching. This has been
El
El Topo Loco. Back at it again.
Stay loco.
And we'll see you guys later.
You gonna let me get that?